Welcome back to the Quick Finance channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day today, even though the stock markets are down a little bit. Now, the news for unemployment as well as people who are being hired has come out. Some is good, some's okay, some's a little strange. Unemployment has dropped to 3.9%. That is better than the 4.1% that was expected. Now, new jobs to be created was much less than expected. It was expected to be over 400,000 and it didn't even break 200,000. It was just below 200,000 jobs. And now unemployment was at 3.5% in February of 2020. That was an all-time low for the last 50 years, had been doing wonderful. So with that in mind, a 3.9% isn't awful. It's really not. We're doing okay. Things are going okay. Although the stock market wouldn't think so. The stock market has been quite pessimistic about the future. For good reason, Wall Street is a little bit worried with the stock market because of the treasury yields. Treasury yields are essentially the interest rate the government's paying on their long-term debts. Now, with those going up, that percentage going up just the other day, the last week, that has investors a little concerned about inflation. And the worry that inflation isn't just something that's come and is going to go by, but something that's going to stick around for years to come down the road. And so that's what has Wall Street and the stock market down this last week. This isn't necessarily something totally new. Jerome Powell with the Federal Reserve could come out and say something next week, and the stock market could be completely ecstatic and excited about everything that's going on. We saw that happen just the other week. He got out to speak. He hadn't even said anything yet, and the stock market just shot up. Without the passage of the Build Back Better plan, the child tax credit monthly advance payment that you may have been receiving is no longer. So that $300 per child that you would have been receiving each month for that child tax credit, you won't be receiving because the Build Back Better plan wasn't passed. And so it'll go back to how it was before. There will be a $2,000 per dependent child tax credit that you get when you file your taxes. It won't be paid in advance or a monthly payment like it had been this last year of 2021. The S&P 500 is down just a hair. The NASDAQ is down near about 0.75%. Stocks that are doing really well today are some of the recovery stocks, actually, some leisure activities and hospitality. Those are actually doing extremely well, and that is because we've seen a big increase in jobs recovering in the jobs report in that specific sector of leisure and hospitality. So those stocks have been doing extremely well. I hold three. I hold Boeing, Marriott, and Delta, I still think I hold. And all those stocks are up over 3% for me right now, doing wonderful. I lied, I just checked. Delta's the only one up over 3%, Marriott's just over 1.5%, and Boeing is around 2.5%. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has released a list of the top sectors that have received the biggest influx of new jobs created over the last month. One of those is leisure and hospitality. The next is professional and business services with 43,000 jobs, and then manufacturing with 26,000 and construction with 22,000. And then there's several more listed, but those are the top four major ones that have created the most amount of jobs. A huge one is that leisure and hospitality, one that was hit huge because of COVID back in 2020 and also partially in 2021. But we're seeing that recovery, and hopefully it continues to recover in that direction.